Hello, my name is Martin for Bax Music, and today I brought the new Fazley Kubo Bass 10 bass guitar combo amplifier. That's a whole lot of words, and I'm gonna explain to you what they all mean. First off, the Fazley, which is the brand, brought out the new series, the Kubo, and in that series they brought 3 new practice amps. So for your entry-level player, these are some great amps to have a little look at. Today we're going to be looking at the Kubo Bass 10 for I play the bass. This is a 10 watt 5-inch cone bass amplifier combo. To talk about what a bass amplifier combo is, it is when an amplifier and a speaker are combined into one unit, as you see right here beside me. This line of products by Fazley is a great start for any beginning electric bass player, or as you'll see in videos that are coming up, electric guitar player as well. So let's quickly go over the specifications of this Fazley Kubo Bass 10 bass combo amplifier. Let's have a quick look at the top of this amplifier here, and what we'll see first off is a power switch. So this turns the device on or off, depending if you want to make noise or not. In my case, I leave it on 24/7. Your mileage may vary. If you press the power button and nothing happens, that might be because the included power switch, which is connected to the back, which comes with the product of course, isn't connected. So be sure that it's hooked up to some power, and then you can turn the bass amplifier on. Next to that, we got a volume control. Volume control is how loud you want to be. Because I got some complaints, I left the volume up and around midway. Not that this amplifier is very loud. If you want to buy this for a son and or daughter who want to take their first steps into playing electric bass, this is a great pick because you won't upset the entire household with it. Next to the volume, we got 3 buttons. This is a so-called EQ, or EQ is short for equalization. What this does, it gives you control over 3 parameters, 3 sound bands in your frequency spectrum, and if that sounds complicated, it really isn't. You have control over your treble, your middle, and your bass. Your treble are your high notes, your middle are your middle notes, and your bass is your lower end of the frequency spectrum. To give an example of equalization on this bass amplifier combo, I'll be playing my Fazley FPB 118 in Sunburst. As I'm droning the E string on this bass guitar, I'll be turning the bass knob, and you'll notice what it does to those lower frequencies. It really accentuates them, and now I'm taking them out, and now the sound becomes very thin. So how thin or how thick you want the sound to be is all up to you. And you got the same control with the mid and the high frequencies. My personal recommendation that I want to give to you is don't go crazy with the EQ right from the get-go. Keep everything at noon as I got here, and maybe adjust ever so slightly to taste. What I do is I add a little bit of bass, usually just a tiny amount. I remove a little bit of the middle frequencies and I add a little bit of treble, and that gives me usually the sound that I'm looking for. I like that sound, so we're going to keep it that way. But moving on, because we're still like overviewing the features before I get lost in the whole EQ thing. Next to the EQ, we got a FAT switch, PH8T switch. This is, you could see it as a boost to your sound, but mostly in the low mid frequencies, it gives a nice bit of bump to your lower end of your sound. I usually, at least on this amp, I play with the FAT switch on, but there are more delicate parts to some songs that require you to turn it off. I'll show you the difference real quick. I'll just be playing Summer of Your Love by Cream. Here we go. in the wrong key, but it doesn't matter. And we're going to turn off the fat switch. And you notice that a lot of the bottom end dropped out of the sound. This is an option that you might want to use, might not want to use. The fun thing about this amp is that Fazley gives you the option to either turn it off or on. So in my case, it's going to be on, and we'll have a look at a couple of the other features on this bass amplifier combo. So next to the fat switch, we find our input. This is where you put your jack cable or TRS cable. Most people refer to this as a jack cable, so we will do as such also. We plug this into this end of the bass amplifier, and the other end goes into the other jack connector in your bass. This makes sure that your bass sound actually comes through to the amplifier. For the absolute beginners out there, we got the on switch on the bass amp. We got the volume around halfway. If you go like, hey, there's still no volume coming out of my bass, there's also a knob on your bass that also controls the volume of the bass itself. So if you open up both these channels, you get sound from the amplifier. Just a quick tip for somebody who's starting out fresh. Other than that, going back to the features on this amplifier, on the back we have a headphone input or output, depending how you look at it. This makes sure that you can practice completely in silence if you need to, or if you just want to practice by yourself and don't want to be a bother to anybody. Though bass is a great instrument, you'll never be bugging anyone with some groovy bass lines. And finally, we got a power input. The power supply, of course, is delivered with the bass amp itself. Last thing I'd like to do is show you a couple of sounds from this bass amplifier. We're recording with a Electro Voice RE20 microphone, and we got the amplifier set up the way that I personally like it, but we're gonna tweak a couple of settings as well, and then we're gonna close off the video. So with the amplifier set with a little bit of boost on the bass, a little bit of cut in the middle, and a little bit of a boost in the treble as well, with the fat switch on, we're gonna listen to a couple of sounds. I'll just be going from the top of my head, so please excuse any mistakes that I make, but let's go. What I've done here is I've inverted the equalization, so instead of a boost to the bass and the treble, we got a cut on the bass and the treble, and instead of a cut in the mids, we're boosting the mids a little bit, and we're going to see what that sounds like. I'm just going to be noodling around a little bit, just like before. Sounds pretty good, but let's see, let's turn off the fat switch. But to compensate for the cut in the overall boost, we're gonna boost the bass a little bit. Gonna set the mids to 12, and we're gonna boost the treble by quite a lot, and then we'll see what that does to our sound. That sounds pretty good. Let's add the fat switch to that, and we'll see what that sounds like. All in all, the Kubo Bass 10 by Fazley is a great start in the world of electric bass guitar. Very affordable, and you got a nice variety of sounds out of a tiny little package. If you're curious about more specs or the price point of this bass combo amplifier, do check the link in the description where you'll find all the information listed in a row, along with the price point and more information as well. If you like this video and it was useful to you, please be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, I know the two behind me for electric guitar will be out soon also. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to see those videos. Leave a comment if you have any questions. My name is Martin, and I'd like to see you again on the next video.